in the 10th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam, there's another story of churning, of milk. That was Yashoda Mai. She was churning milk. Early in the morning, she was working really hard too. She was perspiring. And her sari was becoming loose because she was really trying to make this. She was churning milk to make butter for Krishna. But the difference is when the demigods and the demons were churning, they were churning so that they could get something from Vishnu for themselves. But when Yashoda Mai was churning, she was not churning to get something from the milk. She was putting all her love and devotion into the milk so that Krishna could enjoy. Bhakti Rasa Amrita. She was putting the nectar of her love in the milk. And her love was so sweet. The nectar that was there at the time of the ocean of milk, Vishnu didn't care for that nectar. He was just giving it to all those devas and asuras. But the nectar that Yashoda Mai, that she created by churning the milk, Krishna became a thief to get that milk. Makanchora. This is such an intimate understanding of the absolute truth. He becomes a thief to steal it. He craves for it. He longs for it. The love of his devotee. So this is the ultimate churning of milk with love. And Krishna, not only did he taste more and more and more, but it was so completely satisfying to him, this Amrit, Rasamrit, that he wanted to share it. He called his cowherd boyfriends and he was giving the butter to them. And then he was giving the butter to the monkeys. Now this is something really special. It shows what Vrindavan is. To the devas, he gave the nectar of immortality, this heavenly nectar. But he cared nothing for it himself. But the nectar that he longed for and yearned for, the nectar of prem, the ecstasy of the love of his devotee, Krishna was conquered by that nectar. And he shared that with the monkeys. He gave freely to the monkeys of Vrindavan something limitlessly, hundreds of billions and trillions of times more sweet than what he gave the demigods. That is Vrindavan. And not only Yashoda, but all the different gopis in Vrindavan, they were all churning milk to make butter for Krishna. And they were all churning, and in their churning, they were putting their love and devotion. And Krishna, Balaram, and the Gopas, they would go to each and every house of every one of those gopis to steal their butter. Krishna's Bhaktavatsal. He's conquered by the love of his devotees. This is Vrindavan. The cowherd boys, they don't see Krishna as God. They just see Krishna as Krishna. And they just love him because he's Krishna. Describes in Srimad-Bhagavatam that Krishna sees peacocks. They're singing, they're dancing, and one of the boys imitates a peacock just to make Krishna happy. And he starts dancing and moving and making sounds like a peacock. And then all the cowherd boys tells Krishna, they tell him, Krishna, you become peacock. You dance like peacock. So just for their pleasure, he starts dancing like a peacock. And everybody's gathered around him, clapping and clapping. And even the peacocks come. And they come around him and they start dancing for him, and he's dancing for them. And they give him their feathers as a gesture of love. They give Krishna peacock feather. And Krishna's so overwhelmed. Oh, the peacocks like me so much, they gave me a peacock feather. He puts it in his hair and puts it on top of his head as his crown. For him, the love of a peacock in the form of an offering of a feather is limitlessly more valuable than gold or diamond or emerald or ruby or any other type of precious crown. Demigods wear beautiful crowns. Vishnu wears beautiful crowns. Krishna just wears a feather of a bird because it's offered with pure love. The simplicity of the love of Vrindavan. And Krishna plays games. Krishna told the cowherd boys, we're going to have two sides and we're going to compete against each other, and the losers have to carry the winners on their shoulders just to show everyone that I have lost. Yes? And then he told the cowherd boys, you choose who will be the leaders of both sides. And of course they chose Krishna and Balaram. So here's Krishna and Balaram are on opposing sides. And Krishna's side lost. So he carried Sridama on his shoulders. And Sridama saying, I defeated Krishna, and Krishna saying, Sridama defeated me. They would wrestle.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.